So we're going to be playing the Monster Hunter Wilds beta today, and the reason is because I like to do animal education podcasts, and I think this game will provide a very unique way to do that by showing, because see, this game isn't just about hunting monsters, it's about living and exploring a world full of creatures which are called monsters. So we're gonna explore the beta, which is just a small taste of what this world has to offer. Sam, are you in the lobby yet?
Yes, I am. Also,
Okay.
it is taking all of my effort to not say Monster Hunter World every single time you say world.
Yeah, so so Sam got me into this game back in like 2020 with Monster Hunter World.
Actually,
So
with the Forbidden Dauntless.
we don't talk about we're into the Monster Hunter series. Okay. All right. So.
I just sent you an invite.
All right. So.
Anybody want a cracker?
I think Polly does.
Oh
my God.
I have a selection. Hey, nobody has a parrot. Who's Polly?
I mean,
Okay.
what if I just change my name to Polly?
Oh, well, you can have a
Then
cracker.
I can have Cracker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that. Look
So
at
me and Sam are
solving
just
problems over here.
Okay. So me and Sam are currently loaded into the same environment because that's important. This beta takes place in the Ridwarden Plains. This isn't just some arena to hunt monsters. This is a living, breathing world, and in it, there's gonna be creatures. So, okay, yeah, we're in. Okay, so Wilds is weird. We get about 100-player lobbies, so you might see random text messages, but me and Sam are gonna be playing by ourselves, so we don't have to worry about like the gameplay.
Might be a way that we can turn off the messages.
Whatever, it's fine. So as you can see, I'm the person standing in the middle of the screen with the red hair and the bow, and Sam is the one shooting fireworks into the sky. Yeah.
Oh, that was a big one.
So yeah. So this is the Woodward Plain. So this is like a kind of deserty, grasslandy region. Right now we're in the season of plenty, so everything's gonna be lively. There's gonna be lots of creatures everywhere. But this is a very expansive place, so to get around, we have some help. This is the Sacred.
And is the big deal in this
This
one,
is a
you used to have to go back to the, like, home base after every
yeah.
thing, and now you
But,
can
like,
just wander aimlessly.
Yeah, I mean, you saw, I just walked out of base camp. That's where I started with, like, all the people and stuff.
Okay.
And now we're just in the world.
Okay.
And, like, there's a monster right there. We barely have to go far at all.
Okay.
And there's just a monster.
Okay.
So this is the Chatacabra. They are a species of amphibian. So, you know, like, kind of frog-like monsters that live here in the Windward Plains. And what they do is, you see how they have these big spiky arms?
Yeah.
Like, what they do is they actually lick their rocks onto the arms and use them as weapons.
Is he carrying a little purse?
Oh, also
or
look at the
something?
little copy guys. Look at the little guys. Yeah, so
This is
while
suspiciously
we can't
suspicious,
explore all the
narcissistic
nature has to
competence.
offer here, we could just start with a basic hunt, Sam, if you want to hunt this Chatacabra.
I'm down forever.
Yeah, and then we can show you, like, the main gameplay loop and explain the ecology in it, and then we can learn more about the ecology of the world.
And
That
there was
sound good,
something,
Dad?
yeah, and there was something different about fighting in this version than previous.
Yeah,
version?
there's a lot of different things. So
Okay.
first of all, you can see we're on Sacreds.
Okay.
There's me, Sam, and then our handler also follows
I
us.
just accidentally hit him.
It's okay. So look, he just licked rocks into his arms.
Actually, I don't
So
think
you
he
can-
licked rocks. This is just his
Not yet.
saliva.
Yeah,
So this is
which he
just-
uses to
he
attach
makes his
to
arms
rocks.
kind of sticky.
I'm using bow, and Sam's using insect glaive. Also, did you see? We just attacked the monster, and now the hunt started. In older games, you would have to select a quest beforehand.
Yeah.
But now
Okay.
in this
that
game,
was-
we can just
yeah.
walk up to the monster.
And you're both on Xboxes.
No, I'm on
on
Xbox. Sam's on
PC.
PC.
Oh, Sam's on a PC. Okay, so it's cross-platform.
Yeah, this is crossplay.
Yes.
Oh, there he put rocks on. See, he's adapted to fight by putting rocks on his arms.
Okay.
Basically, he uses rock tools, kind of like how birds can use them for nests, or even something like a dinosaurs, some sauropods used to put rocks, eat rocks to help them digest food.
Oh,
This guy uses rocks as a weapon.
gastroliths. That's what they were called, right? Gastroliths?
Yeah, gastroliths, that's what they're
Yeah.
called.
Got it.
So Cadabra is going to be the first monster you fight in the game, so he's a pretty simple fight. You can see he kind of just slaps around, licks with his tongue, punches.
So
Not
he's
doing
kind of
anything
the
cuckoo crazy.
he's kind of the learning curve monster.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Also, you might be noticing that some of the damage numbers are normal, while some have these weird arrows on them.
Yeah.
There's a new mechanic in this game called wounds, where if you attack a single part enough, it puts a wound on, and then you can hit that wound with special attacks for extra damage.
Oh. And like,
So you know,
kicking
like,
him
the
while he's
monsters
down.
actually get wounded as you fight them.
yeah. Oh.
Oh, I just did a perfect dodge there, so now I can go sicko mode.
Sicko mode.
Also, you might see these, like, Timmy and the other name I can't pronounce. These
Okay.
are
Oh, yeah.
palicos. They're little cat people that help us in our hunts.
Oh, I remember the calicos. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, see, I got hit, but I'm called my sacred to help pick me up so I can get up faster. And then I can hop back into the fray. And then this is the special attack that hits the weak points.
There's a herd of Stratanoff coming.
Oh, there's a Hurricaratanoth?
Yeah, look at all them.
So, I think the audio is in stereo. Like, I swear everything moved to the right side of my head. The battle when you spun around.
Yeah. When we were setting it up, James put his in stereo because he's playing on a with because James, you were playing with just your TV
Yes.
audio earlier.
That might be a
Okay.
setting I
Yeah.
can fix.
Oh no, stereo's
Yeah,
fine. Stereo's fine. I just was noticing. That's all. I mean, that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Also, you see the monsters running away because he's injured.
Oh,
That's
you
the
know what?
thing.
I need fucking food.
These monsters don't necessarily fight to the death. We hunt them
Okay.
in order to like get materials and save people, ecosystem balance stuff. You might notice throughout these hunts, you might hear our handle say hunt started with permission of the guild. You can't, in the lore, you can't just walk up to a random monster and kill it. There has to be a reason to do it. Now obviously gameplay's a little different because we grind for materials and stuff. We hunt as much as we want,
Right.
but still, like, lore wise, there's more to it.
For an example, the first time that you hunt the Chatacabra, you're doing it to save someone
Okay.
that
Yeah.
got stuck with the Chatacabra.
So, ooh, hello. So here's there's not only large monsters, there's also small monsters. These are little bug guys. Look at them. Truly hideous abomination. You can see they jump down from the rocks here. They live in these rock furnace caverns, and then they jump down to get to their prey. But I also think the Chatacabra might actually hunt them. So, like, I think I've seen a Chatacabra eat one before. So you can see this Chatacabra isn't just a monster. He's just an animal that lives here, and this is his prey, and this is his home.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, look, a big frog guy. Let's go stab him. There's more to it than that.
What are all the little lightning bugs? Now they're gone.
Oh, those
These
are the
guys?
scout flies.
Oh, yes.
No.
So,
Yeah.
this?
No.
So,
Like there's a
yeah,
trail
these are-
of lightning bugs sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
those are
scout
scout flies.
Okay.
The hunter has a little thing, a little container. Yeah, that
Yeah.
has a little
yeah.
container of scout flies, and these scout flies help you track targets. That's why they're called scout flies.
Gotcha.
They
basically
also
it's
highlight different collectibles.
Yeah, see, like there's some
okay.
ones right now highlighting these rock bursts that I can put into my slinger.
I gotcha.
Also, so we beat up the Chupacabra enough, so he's currently asleep.
Recouping.
Look at him, just passed out. Yeah.
Oh,
I accidentally hit him with that.
somebody
Yeah,
woke
Sam
him up.
woke him up.
Oh.
So normally with a wake-up attack does double damage. You want to hit them with a specific attack, but
Okay.
this guy's
did
pretty
3
easy.
damage.
So you see Sam's doing some crazy stuff over there.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam mounted the monster.
Yep.
So this game has a mechanic where you can hop on the monster and put some wounds on it and then knock it down and then destroy the wounds for damage. So you can see he's like on the and you can see the monster like tries to shake him off with his arms. It's pretty cool.
And to the ecology point, you said you can't just attack the creature unless the guild approves it. So like deer hunting season, you can't just go kill 40 deer. There's it's controlled. Okay.
Also, another important thing, we don't just kill it to kill it. Like, there's a reason, but also we use the corpse. So, like, what we can do is we go up and carve it, and then we use this corpse to make our armor and make our weapons.
Right.
And then you can see Alma, the little person running around right now. She's gonna come over and examine it and study it. See?
Oh.
See? It's a rare research. She's gonna get out a little notebook and she's gonna document stuff about this Chupacabra.
In the lore, they also just take the corpses back to any guild headquarters to examine them further. That also happens if you capture.
Yes, you can capture monsters alive and then study them more. Or at least, like, there's a couple monsters you can't capture, but that's not something we'll get into in this beta.
Yeah.
Also, in this game, the corpses actually stay out in the wild, and they can attract scavengers, and eventually they'll even become bone piles you can harvest for bones. So, like, they don't just disappear. And that's another thing. In old games, you would phase into corpses, but now in these games, you can actually stand on top of them. Because they're a part of the world. They're not just, like, a game mechanic.
And Sam is wielding the largest steak knife ever. So are you guys really tiny, or is the steak knife really big?
That's a great sword.
Oh, okay. Looks like a steak knife.
That is actually... That question is all about perception, you know?
Yeah, that's...
Personally, I think that we're really small.
We're really small.
That's another thing. So, see, in most games, you could only have one weapon. All the previous games, you could only have one weapon out in a hunt. However, in this game, you see there's a sling on the side. My shaker has something poking out of it.
Okay.
I can switch weapons. So I can switch from my bow to my gun lance.
But you can only switch whatever you brought with you. Otherwise, you'd have to go back.
However, you can just go back to camp and use any of the 14 different completely unique weapons this games have to offer. Every single weapon has a unique moveset, unique type of play, and unique skills.
So, depending on what you're going to go hunt, you might grab different weapons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or whatever, or like, do I feel like being a slower thing that blocks attacks, or a faster person dodging around, or doing ranged attacks?
Okay.
There's all different sorts of things.
So you guys might even coordinate. One person's going to do ranged, another one's going to do...
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we started in the plains area, which we'll go back to. We went through kind of like the rocky cliff area.
Yeah.
And now we're entering the sand dunes.
Okay.
So this...
Watch out for worms.
is like the dune area. There is a creature that we'll hunt later that kind of reminds us of that. But look at these massive... You see there's bonos, some flying wyverns flying around.
Nice.
And we can just run around. And, there's a monster here at the oasis. That is a Doshagama. Also, look, he's just sitting there.
He looks like
He's
a big...
not just attacking.
He looks like a big capuchin monkey.
Yeah. Oh, he spotted us. Okay.
Except for the roar thing.
But did you see, like, before he was just sitting there?
Yeah.
That's an important thing about monsters. They don't just, like, attack people and eat everything. They live their lives. They have lives they're living here.
Oh.
Sam, I feel like if we hunt Doshaguma, Sam, we should hunt a pack.
Yeah.
Or at least start with a pack. So I think we're gonna leave this guy alone.
We could just leave this one,
yeah.
I honestly didn't think that he was gonna start attacking me.
Yeah.
Like Chedicabra, he just lets us just like walk up to him, and he's just chilling.
Oh, and so over here, look, there's a pack of little raptor guys.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is cool. So the Doshaga, so the monster, since the Doshaga's in a fight right now, these raptors will actually take advantage of the situation and attack the monster they normally wouldn't attack because it's too big.
Okay.
So watch this, the raptor's gonna hop in and start attacking him as a pack.
So they can cause damage.
Which is something they normally do because the monster's too big. They take advantage of us hunting it. So like animals like act accordingly. And see, now they realize they can't beat it, they're gonna run away.
But did they cause damage that would actually benefit you in defeating it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it. Cool. Yeah.
So for a gameplay mechanic, it's a cool way to... What? Oh, yes, this is cool. So this is a sand pit, but this doesn't form naturally. You see that thing in the middle?
Oh yeah, that's like
Balahara.
That's like dune worms.
We can go down and actually see what happened. So
it is basically dune worm, yeah.
Yeah. So see, what happened was that sand trap was not just natural. It was created by this guy over here, a Balahara.
Ah, gotcha.
And see, they used the... Oh, see, the Doshaga just fell down.
Yeah.
And the Balahara had used it to, like, get an advantage in its attack.
Nice.
So, yeah. That's another thing. Like, monsters interact with each other. It's not just, oh, there's a monster here and a monster there, and that's it.
Right.
They're just, you know, they all have their spot in the nature. They do that. So, oh, here's the Balahara again. They actually, they're a Leviathan, so they're like a kind of sea serpent type creature. Okay. And they swim through the sand here.
Oh, nice.
And actually in the opening of the game, you see a pack of like 100 of them. But in gameplay, they tend to be more solitary, maybe living in small groups. Also, look at its mouth. It's like 3 pieces and like all stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see it's kind of shaped like a drill.
Right.
So it can drill through the sand.
Nice.
And it can like shoot water at you. Well, it's mucusy, but it's also water. Sam, you want to hunt this?
Sure.
Yeah, we don't have to hunt them in order. So yeah, let's learn about the Balahara.
Oh, I'm on it.
Also, you see, look, he's on the head, and the monster's just trying to use its tail to knock him off. So, while Chedicabra would use his hand, Balahara uses its tail. Okay. So, like, each monster has a different ecology that changes how it fights. Also, you might notice the weapon I'm using is very unique. So, basically, I have a giant stick gun with a shield.
Okay.
And you can see I can, like, shoot, like, pew, or I can stab.
Right.
Oh, and then, like, that's a special stab that implants, like, an explosive in him. Oh, did you see that? Okay, 2 things just happened. A, Balahara just excreted sand through its gills. Obviously, it absorbs sand with digging, so it needs to get rid of it somehow.
Right.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It might not use gills to breathe like other animals. It actually uses them
to,
like, excrete sand. Also, you might notice that the kind of lighting just changed.
Yeah.
We just went from the time of plenty, where, you know, it was bright out, there's tons of life everywhere, to now the time of fallow, where life gets a lot harsher.
Okay.
We can go back to the plains at, like, maybe after this hunt, and you will see that, like, the habitat's much more, like, grim and almost dead looking. It's almost like a drought in real life, or like the dry season.
Yeah, or fallow. After they take the crops in, the fields go fallow.
Yeah. So in this game, they just call that, and that's gonna be a cool thing. All of, like, the 4 or 5 ecosystems we're gonna get, they're all gonna have, like, a period of good, a period of bad, and then, like, some major, like, almost natural disaster level event that's gonna shift between them. Also, you can see there's 2 Balahara. See, in the old games, you were lucky if you got 2 different monsters, but now, like, here's just a pair of Balahara just living together and fighting together. Now, these aren't exactly a pack monster. Certain monsters will actually live in groups in this game, but still. That's another thing. Like, on the old maps, it was 3 monsters max. There was never more than 3 monsters on the map. But now, you can have like 7 monsters on the map at once. So it's more of a living world. That's a big thing too with all the new technology they have. The game developers really want this to feel like a nature, like an ecosystem. It's not just, you know, a hunting ground. It's a biome.
That was weird.
Yeah.
He just came back just to fight us a little bit.
And then left again, yeah.
Now, see, I think I'm going to take the perspective that these are like insects and worms, and you guys are really tiny, and that is a normal-sized steak knife that Sam is carrying.
Okay. Also, look, he can climb up onto the rocks and shoot down at us with his boop.
Oh. Nice.
See, monsters even take advantage of... Oh, but Sam knocked him down with enough damage, and now we can fight him.
It literally did 10 damage.
Still.
It was just, I have a burst pod, and I just slapped him with it. I think it was the stun damage that did it. Because they do a little bit of stun damage, so...
Also, you see that? Like, oh, he has a drill tail, so he might as well use it to attack. But... that's the thing, even though it is a weapon, that's not its only purpose. Obviously, it's to also help it dig through its environment. So, like, the monster's natural adaptations sometimes also make them more interesting fights. That's the thing, they won't just add a fact to these monsters just to be like, oh look, that's so cool, it can shoot you with a gun or something. They won't do that. It's like everything has a reason for why it does that, just like in real nature.
James, what do you think the Balahara eats?
I would guess he eats all the microscopic and little insects and stuff in the dirt. Filters it out like
that would make sense.
Like a whale with baleen filtering the water, but he filters the sand for the nutrients living in the sand.
That is a good hypothesis, Dad. Look at you becoming a nature guy. Also, right now the monster's exhausted, so he's gonna start being slower for a bit. Another thing, like the monsters react to you fighting them. They're not just like this invincible beast until they die. They get weaker. You can break parts off. It's just, even so much as you can cut part of their tail off. Like, and like if you break certain parts, certain attacks become weaker.
Right.
Like these monsters react to their environment and what's happening to them. They're not just like these invulnerable behemoths or anything.
I can also make a technical observation that during the battles, your audio is way better, which means when you're moving, it's generating the world, and that's consuming bandwidth. But when you're fighting, it basically must load the bulk of the entire fight potential, and then there's more bandwidth for audio because it's not constantly pulling. It must load all the data it needs for an entire battle because the background's not changing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Where I would have thought the battles, I would have thought the battles would have been very intense, but the backgrounds must be the more intense processing piece.
Oh, I cut the tail, see? Look, I cut its tail off.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't get to see it. The tail, like, it squirms around for a little bit after you cut it off.
Kind of like a real lizard. Like,
yeah.
This guy doesn't do it, but real lizards actually have a defense mechanism, well, some of them, where they will actually cut off, like, they'll have their tails detach to distract the predator by squirming while the lizard itself leaves.
Yeah, so it like muscle spasms or something after it gets cut off. Yeah.
Also, see, we carve the tail and get a tail.
Nice.
Sometimes we just get a scale and it sucks, but sometimes we get a tail. And now it's gonna go to its sleeping place. And see, like, obviously in game, it's a very quick walk, so you don't have to spend 8 million years chasing it. But in the lore, it's like, oh, the monster's going back to its lair to go to sleep because it thinks it's lost this fight.
Right.
But obviously, because we're hunters and we have a job to do, we're gonna keep chasing it.
Yeah.
As you can see here, I'm using my slinger to crack mushrooms. And, like, certain mushrooms and certain things only appear in certain places. Like, here's a fossil, which makes sense. We're underground right now.
Right.
But, like, in other places, there might be, like, different things you can find. Especially because, like, later on in the game, we know we're getting a biome that's, like, a flooded forest. It's called the Scarlet Forest. But, like, we're getting, like, a kind of like a wetlandy forest habitat. While in another zone, it's going to be, like, a volcanic region with lots of oil silt and stuff. Oh, Sam killed it with the wake up attack. So yeah, now you see the scout fly's like, yo, look, it's dead. So it's gonna glow green because the scout flies like, yo.
The scout flies are kind of trained to highlight anything that is collectible.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got wiper jump.
Which includes corpses.
Yep. And you can see Alma studying it right now, like,
yeah.
Yo, there's a guy here.
Oh, James, I just noticed a really cool like interaction. So when I take out my insect glaive, the actual insect comes from, like, it flies to you.
Yeah. And then it flies away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the insect glaive is one of... Oh, look, little lizard guys. And they stand on their tails kind of like meerkat. Well, not like... They stand up like a meerkat, but these guys do it on their tails to help absorb their environment. Like, think about another game that you fight big bosses in. Do you think they would animate these little guys in it? No. But since this is a real world...
Yeah.
There's these little guys. And
cool.
they're a creature that lives in the habitat. They serve no gameplay mechanic. You might be able to, like, collect them for, like, your camp later on, because, like, you can capture endemic life in a small net.
Right.
But, like, for the most part, that serves, like, no core gameplay mechanic. But they put it in the game because it makes it feel more like a world, and that's why people play this game. You're not just hunting monsters. You're part of the ecosystem. and it's really cool. Okay. Also, like...
do you want to go to the village?
Yes. I also want to quickly see... Okay, we got the follow for a long time, so...
Yeah.
Ooh, and Sam, guess what's coming with the next... storm?
Ooh, I think I know.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll explain what that is later. But yeah, so... What's also cool about this game... Well, for me, the coolest part is the nature and the world and all that. But for those people who aren't as anti-human as I am, this world will also explore the people more. So you can see, this doesn't look natural, right?
Right. Oh, so this is man-made.
Is not just... Yeah, welcome to Kunfa, Windsong Village.
Isn't it Kunafa?
Whatever, I can't pronounce things. There's people here. Look, there's a guy. He's a person that just lives here. And
cool.
Obviously, because the inclemency or the period between the good and the bad is a big storm, they have wind chimes to help people know when the storm is coming.
Ah, okay.
And also, this is where we get our secrets from. And here's a bunch of babies. Look at them. Aren't they adorable?
Like little chicken goats.
Yeah, and then they grow up into the bigger guys, and like we kind of have like I assume like a adult, and then like an elder is these guys where they have like these stripes and are much bigger and bigger feathers and stuff. So like you can see here, this is like a native people, and sometimes they even will leave this village and go out into the map. One time I saw a guy on a sacred leading some woman with pots to go collect water. And, like, the guy on the sacred was, like, a scout to watch out for all the big monsters. So, like, this is, like, these people live here, and they have a life, and they live in the world. It's no longer just, like, we're in a village that tells us to do quests, but it's very separate.
Right.
The people and the camps and our bases and the animals are all integrated into the open world.
Right.
And are part of it. Because that's a one thing, especially nowadays, that even us ecologists have to understand. Humans are part of the natural order of things.
Right.
It's things like this can maybe help us learn how to balance that in order to have everyone and everything have a better and brighter future. That's another thing. The hunters maintain balance.
Right.
They're not murderous psychopaths. They're not game hunters. They're here for a reason. They're to keep the people safe, or even like there's multiple games where we've had to hunt like monsters that are spreading a plague, or monsters that are invasive species, or something.
Right.
Like there's a specific monster that gets like during breeding season. It gets very, very destructive, not only to humans but also to other monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So. That's another reason why we hunt.
So like rutting season.
Other monsters as well.
Like rutting season, where a lot of animals they're kind of in a piss poor mood.
Yeah.
So you might notice something interesting here. Here we have a herd of Karatanov. These massive, like, pangolin-like guys.
Okay.
But what do you see different about one of them that's different from the other ones?
I'm assuming he's the male, the big spikes on his back, and...
Yes.
So he's got like a little...
That's an interesting thing.
So like lions. So it's kind of like a pride of lions.
Wait, there's a little cricket.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, little cricket.
But yeah.
Little guy.
So
like a pride of lions, basically.
Yeah, but their spikes serve a different purpose.
Oh.
Just look at this environment, and what do you see a lot of? Like, what sticks out to you? Literally.
Literally.
The tall, spiky things? Like...
Yes.
Really tall, skinny cell towers.
Yes. And also look at the males of this species of Karatanov.
Okay.
These spikes aren't just for any reason. As we will see when the sand tide comes in, the storm, the males actually act as lightning rods to keep the females safe.
Gotcha.
Which we can actually see that when the sand time comes in.
Nice.
That's another thing. These are herbivores. They, for gameplay mechanics, they act as a way to get raw meat,
right,
and a way to have predators like restore, like if they're exhausted, they can eat prey to restore health.
Right.
However, as we'll see, they herd together, they sleep, they walk, they drink, they eat, and during the sand tide, we will see them react to the storm.
Oh.
These aren't just things to fill out the environment. These are creatures that live in the environment that go about their lives, which is really cool.
So basically, there had to be coders, illustrators, people doing music, and like ecologists and biologists involved in the creation of this game. Realistically,
yeah, or at least people that understand how that works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also, there's other cool mechanics, like if I walk into this bramble, it'll start hurting me.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's spiky thorns.
It's bramble, yeah.
It's not just decoration. It's, like, part of the habitat.
Oh, is that a dead one to your right?
These over here are dead because they sat in the bushes too long and died.
Oh.
That's the disadvantage of having AI do everything and not real animals. They're sometimes kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But, like, we can carve these corpses and actually get stuff, like raw meat, which we can cook into meat we can cook ourselves.
Okay.
Or herbivore shell, which we will hopefully be able to use to craft some armor or weapons or something.
Right.
Oh, and the male just did it too. Oh, look, there's birds on their back.
Oh,
eating insects off of them.
Yeah.
This is a thing in real nature. We have oxpeckers that eat bugs off of like rhinos and stuff.
And aren't there some kind of bird that eats stuff out of an alligator's mouth or something, or a crocodile's mouth?
Yeah. Yes. There is a type of bird that will clean.
Yeah.
That
they pick the dead flesh out of
it. And the parasites. So
yeah.
The birds get a meal, and the creatures get a cleaning.
Nice.
So in this case, the little birds get a meal, and the Karatanoth get like a parasite cleaning. And then they're not the only herbivores. You think, oh, it's a game, there's only one type of herbivore. Nah, look, here's a herd of Dalphodon. Just like... Oh, and look, a crocodile just caught it.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is a small monster called a Gyjos. And he's just a small crocodile that lives in the rivers and hunts prey like the Dalphodon.
Right.
Now, for gameplay mechanics, what he serves is I can rip off part of his nose and get bleeding pods. However, in the biome, he's just a creature that hunts animals and lives in this pond, this little pond right here.
Right.
But that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He's just another part of the ecosystem.
Nice.
Also, over here we have a camp, but this camp, so like, oh, we can teleport here. Well, it's called fast travel, but in-game it's teleporting essentially. And we can restock items and weapons here and stuff. However, since it's out in the open, the monsters can find it and destroy it. That's another thing. Like, monsters can destroy your pop-up camps. So, like, the monsters, it's to get everything in the world is interactive.
Right.
Also, what I found neat is right here, you see, like, this little path. We can't go in it, but the Karatanoth can. So all these Karatanoth beyond the edge of the map aren't just, like, background decoration, like in old games where it's just, like, a static image or something. This is actual Karatanoth AI that walks around and lives, and then will sometimes walk out of there into the open world, and sometimes walk back into their little zone.
I gotcha.
It makes the world feel more alive, because even though we can only access so much, there's obviously more to the Windward Plains than this area.
Right.
And they can access it.
Nice.
Because, like, if we go to the map, like, first of all, this is a huge map.
Right.
But it's only so big, right? But they can explore even more of it.
Nice.
Also, you can see as time's been going on, it's getting darker. And more importantly, things like the Karatanoth are starting to get more nervous.
Okay.
Because they know the sand tide is coming.
Right.
Oh, also here, look. There's a Doshagama over there, which is a predator. And because of that, the Karatanoth are running away.
Right.
And you can actually, sometimes the Shogunma will actually hunt the Karatanoth. Like, these animals actually live out their lives in the world.
Yeah.
And they interact with each other.
The Doshagama also likes to fling the Karatanoth when you're hunting it.
Yeah, they'll actually fling them at you like a weapon almost. So that's the thing I noticed. These Doshagama are fang beasts, so they're supposed to be like mammals akin, essentially. Right. And so there's been like monkeys and stuff, and it will, in the full game, we actually will encounter another type of monkey.
Right.
But so like they're implied to be more intelligent, so it's actually cool because sometimes you can see them like using that intelligence that other animals don't necessarily have.
James, it's about to happen.
Yeah. Which I'm slightly concerned about because I think all the male Karatanoth died. Like noobs in the spikes. So we might actually get to see that behavior that I want to show off. Oh, is there a herd over here? Oh, there's raptors. A female over here. Also, you can see like things are kicking up. That means the storm's about to happen. Oh, here it comes. You see it? The sandstorm's incoming.
Yeah.
The sand tide. Trust me, once that comes in, everything's gonna get a lot more hectic around here. Oh, there's a Karatanoth herd. Do they have a male? I wonder if they have a male. Because I want to show off that behavior.
Oh, the lightning rodness?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, here it comes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the sand tide. And trust me, sand is not the only thing we have to worry about. Lightning hitting the giant lightning rods. And possibly you if you're not careful.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, there's no male here. God damn it. Oh, no, there is. Here he is.
Oh.
Will they do the behavior? Yes. The male's like, hey, guys, there's a storm. Everyone get over here. And all the females will come around, and they'll hunker down. Low to the ground as possible to not attract the lightning.
Nice.
While the male will stand tall, calling all females around him.
Right.
And because of his natural...
Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
He can absorb the lightning strikes.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Oh, when he got hit, he did a little shake. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Now, this storm brings out one other creature, a creature that is very impactful.
That's in the plains right now.
Yes, we're going to go hunt him because he only appears during these storms.
Oh, okay.
And he uses these storms to his advantage for hunting. Because the creature we're about to go fight is the apex predator of the Windward Plains. He is tougher than any other monster. Tougher than the Leviathan, tougher than the big dog bear packs, tougher than the frog guy. He is by far the most powerful creature here. And currently he's fighting a Doshagama.
Yeah. Oh.
This is Ray Dow, the apex of the Windward Plains. And he's leaving.
No,
he's not.
Nope, he's still beating up on that guy.
Well, Shagama is running away.
Yeah. He's like, all right, this guy's your problem
now.
Why
does he like the storm? because he harnesses the electricity from the storm in his attacks.
I gotcha.
And that's another thing. Not all creatures can just none of the creatures can magically do anything in this game. For example, right now, I believe he actually absorbs lightning from the storm and will actually collect special rocks found in this habitat to help conduct electricity.
James, you're getting pretty robot-y right now.
Yeah, you're getting crackly. I think there's so much going on in the scene that the computer's focused on that. The bandwidth is focused on that.
You see how this one wing has a purple edge?
Yeah.
And the other one doesn't?
Yeah.
That's because he's put a special rock on it, which helps him harness the electricity. So this is another example of the local wildlife using rocks.
I think it's not like a special rock that he collects. I think it's he makes the rock with his lightning.
That could be it too. That's another good theory. That's another thing. Not everything's just outright stated. You kind of get to discover it yourself.
Yeah, it could be, when lightning hits sand, it can create glass. So it could be some kind of interaction like that.
So, yeah, that will actually happen later on. Watch this attack.
Oh, fuck.
He shoots the ground. And look at these massive, look at this.
Yeah.
He's made the ground in the... Also, you might notice throughout the sandy plains, there's these really weird formations of rock that don't look normal. Not the spikes. There's kind of these weird rocks.
Yeah.
Those are actually probably a combination of thunder and Radao's attacks. So, these monsters can even leave scars on the environment. Also, you might notice the music's changed for him.
Yeah.
Certain monsters, especially in this game, the Apexes, have their own theme. Which is honestly, this series taught me to love music again.
Yeah.
Because each of these monsters has a well-crafted theme that makes not only the battle more awesome, but kind of teaches you about the monster through how they sound.
Yeah.
Love music. But also, you might notice Radao himself has very unique sounds. Which makes sense for a monster that is coated in electricity.
Yeah.
Also, I like him because he doesn't just shoot you with a lightning bolt from his mouth or anything. He drags his wings across the sand.
Yeah.
And you might have noticed those special horns on his head. He converts to basically a rail gun to shoot you with lightning. Which, for a fantasy creature that uses lightning as a weapon, makes sense.
Yeah.
Also is cool.
Yeah.
It's a combination of realistic and cool. Well, that's another thing. I call these games realistic, and for what they are, they are. But then you have to remember that, yes, obviously in real life, we're never going to run into a giant thunder wyvern that shoots a railgun lightning cannon. But
that's just my normal Tuesday afternoon, actually.
Okay, Sam, we're not talking about you. Yeah, me and Sam have a very much teasy relationship.
Don't call it teasy.
Oh, okay, that's how you describe it. That's for sure. Okay, words are hard.
I agree with that statement.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
I might have to abandon
Dad,
you guys
are you
after
seeing
this.
why this is the hardest monster in the demo?
Yeah.
Mind if I hop on?
I might have to bail after this one because Mommy's waiting for me for dinner.
Yeah, and the Doshagama, we can save Doshagama for when the real game comes out so the viewers come back.
When does the beta end? Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow at 9 p.m., we think?
I think 9 p.m., yeah.
Yeah.
So see, look, he made glassy rock
Yeah, cool.
when he shot the sand.
Yeah.
No other game developer would bother putting that in the game.
Yeah.
No one.
Monsters hoarding in.
That's one thing. I like Capcom.
We love
My-
placing Capcom.
Even my other friends who don't play this game, they play more horror games, and they love the Resident Evil series from Capcom.
Yeah.
So I think that for one says that. I'm not saying Capcom is perfect. When one of their previous games they released had fast travel cost $5. They're not perfect, but you know, I still think they're pretty cool. I sing praises when they're deserved. And in terms of making a good game with Monster Hunter, they deserve it.
Well,
And
well
with
thought
Dragon Ball
out.
2, they deserve
every-
to be punished for.
Every aspect of the game is very well thought out, and
Yes,
yeah.
I think this game has been in development for like since 6 years.
Iceborne stopped.
Yeah. Is it like 5 or 6 years now?
It's gotta be, yeah. Because it stopped. Maybe it's been 4 years. I think it stopped in 2020.
Well, I'm assuming even those first year or two, they still had like concepts and stuff working,
Yeah.
even if there was no programming going on.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I doubt they need the whole team for like the last few DLC monsters in Iceborne.
Honestly, they probably had the last DLC monsters like already like made by the time that the first one came out, and they were just waiting to release them.
Yeah, that's another thing. So these games have DLCs,
Right.
like 5 or 6 DLC. Like, it depends on what version of the game. But all those title updates with new monsters are absolutely free. The only major DLC is, so this game Wilds will be $70, but then probably like a year or two,
Yeah.
there'll be a game called like Monster Hunter Wilds, like something, maybe like Iceborne was the last game, like Monster Hunter Wild something.
Okay.
That's $40. That will basically double the content of the game.
It's probably not gonna be $40. It's
It'll
probably
probably be
gonna
70 again.
It'll probably be 70 again.
But still,
I'm
like,
pretty sure Iceborne, it was. It'll probably
Yeah.
not be 70, but near
like
that because
60, 50.
World was 60, and then Iceborne was like 40 or 50, I think.
Yeah. So the point is, so like the only major DLC is literally doubling the game. It used to be they just released a second game, and now they just combine the games together.
Yeah, it used
So,
to be
like-
they came out with an entirely new game that was like the entirety of the previous game, but just with additional content at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they decided, hey, DLCs work better.
Yeah.
So you can keep all your progress and not have to play through the game again.
Yeah.
They did have some mechanics with some of the games that you could take your progress from previous games, but it had to be. I think it was Generations and Generations Ultimate that had that. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
Oh, I just broke the rocks off his wing. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what? You're probably right, Sam. The lightning he conducts probably creates the rocks.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. The only thing that these games have in terms of like $1 or $2 DLCs is like skins for weapons in your armor, or like character customization.
Yeah.
It's all like
Most of
cosmetic.
Most of it is character appearance,
Okay.
Yeah.
stickers, and gestures. I'm pretty sure there's only been Rise and Sunbreak that had anything with actual armor sets.
Okay.
And
Well,
then
not
again, that was
actual
all
armor sets, cosmetic armor sets.
Yeah.
And then they also had some cosmetic weapons as well. But Rise is the only one that's had that.
I'm also thinking, so we had first tried Skype to do this, and they no longer support Skype. I'm assuming they've dropped it because Discord allowed us to do this. So maybe that's why they've just given up with Skype.
Yeah, Skype's been phased out because of Discord.
Yeah, yep.
Also, there's like so many other ways to get into contact with people.
Yeah.
That people just like started not using Skype as much. And
Yeah.
it just kind of all went downhill from there.
Yeah.
Well, the Raptors are even here with Ray Dow. I don't think they will attack him the same way.
Considering that half of them are dead, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I think that the Sand Tide's about to end.
Oh, so then this
and then
guy...
the time of plenty will return, and the cycle will start all over again. Well, I guess technically the cycles follow inclemency, plenty, but no, you get the point.
Yeah.
Things are bad, the storm is bad, really bad, but it resets the environment, and then eventually over time it fades back into follow, and the cycle continues.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Like now look, we're in the time of plenty, everything's shiny again, the sun is out. If we went back to the grassy area, the grass would be all like, I wouldn't say green, but better.
Also,
Now.
usually this is the time that Ray Dow's like leaves.
Yeah.
However, since we're actively hunting him, he sticks around, especially now that he's wounded, because he just wants to take a nap, as we all do.
Yeah.
Also, what we'll do is we're going up to his lair, so you might have seen throughout like this big kind of weird circular rock formation, he actually makes his den inside it.
Okay.
And you'll tell. It looks like he's been there. You can see like this big circle thing. You might have seen it in the background earlier. There's like almost like arched looking thing.
I'll just hop off for now.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. Obviously, look, the ground's literally electric because
Yeah.
of him and all these rocks that he's made. But what's
Yeah.
cool is that around here you can find a special thing. These grounding stones that, if you shoot at the ground... Wait, is this button? Actually grounds the electricity in the area.
I gotcha.
That's the thing. Monster has like lots of little things, or like there's a special type of pod that makes a sonic boom that will like push burrowing monsters out the ground, or like things like that.
Oh, like the
Or, like,
thumper.
if you're hunting a pack,
Like the thumpers for
Yeah.
the dune worms.
yeah. Or if there's like a pack of monsters and you want to split them up, you can throw a dung pod down. You literally throw poop at them, and they'll want to because it's stinky. So I'm gonna do the wake up attack, which will do a ton of damage.
Oh, James, he's right under the stone.
Yes. So, there's an environmental trap. We can call this rock to fall, and it missed him.
Oh.
Sorry, I kind of hit him a little bit away.
It's fine, but you see, like, there's boulders you can knock down to hurt the monster
Right.
in these games. Like, there's all, or like, near some trees, there's vine traps, some monsters tangled up in for a few minutes. Also, you can now see he's kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
He's drooling. Like, this is his last stand.
Yeah.
We're in his home, and he's now doing the last stand. That's another thing. You see, these hunts aren't like a hunt where it's like, you know, oh, I shoot a deer in the head.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a dance.
Yeah.
That can last. I mean, this one hunt's probably been going on for like 15 minutes. My failed solo attempt against him was probably like half an hour before he ran away completely. Like, me and Sam hunted a monster once for like 45 minutes before out. Like, this isn't just a monster hunter. This is like I also want to call it like monster dueling or something.
Oh, I'm on it.
Throughout these hunts, you kind of almost respect the monsters. It's not just like something you're killing. It's like a grand dance. Both of you fighting for your lives, throwing everything you have at each other. Because that's one thing I feel like this game also sends a great message. Just because you're fighting each other literally to the death doesn't mean doesn't mean that you have to disrespect each other or that things aren't like. I mean, obviously with animals, that's not exactly how it works, but like even between people, like people that you disagree with, you can still respect.
Yeah, even your enemies. Even in war, the generals will tell you, if you don't respect your enemy, you're not going to win. You have to understand who they are and what they're capable of and what their strength and skills are. Their skills may be horrible, but they have skills, and you need to understand and respect those.
Another thing this game I feel like teaches is that sometimes violence is the solution. It's not always the solution. You don't just kill to kill. You don't just fight to fight. But when it comes down to it, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And I think there's a real message in that. Because I feel like a lot of people today are either pacifists or like mad murder people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my English is bad. I feel like there's a lot of division. I feel like this game teaches
pacifists
too.
Pacifists or warmongers.
Yeah, pacifist or warmonger. Sorry, I'm still a 19-year-old. I still talk like a baby sometimes. Oh, I died.
Oh dear.
Well, I didn't die. I fainted. So now I'll get dumped here, and my Palka will give me Healy juice.
Oh, you just did a big attack and I almost died.
Oh. But now we're back, and so you only get 3 faints.
Right.
But that's another thing. Also, this, like, in the old games, you got taken away. It's kind of like, oh, how did that happen? But in this game, it's like your sacred saves you.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, in the old games, there's a little cutscene where there's palicos that pick you up and toss you on like a cart and carry you back.
Yeah.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
Also, look, I'm sharpening my weapon. This game has weapon sharpening, and like you need to maintain area weapon will do damage, unless you have a ranged weapon. But that's cool. It's like these little things that just make the world, like the gameplay in the world, feel more alive.
Yeah.
Also, you may have noticed another cool thing about Monster Hunter's combat is that like it's not super like yes, it is fast paced, but like it's almost kind of turn based in a way. Like he does his big attack and then I dodge and he needs to recover so I can attack.
Yeah.
But if I do my big attack and mess up and stop leading him in a circle, I'm open to attack.
Right.
So there's almost like this back and forth. It's almost more strategical than it is skill based. Yes, there's skill involved. Which, I'm playing this series now for probably like over 2,000 hours I've acquired. But still, like, this, you have to think about your moves.
Yeah.
You can't just willy-nilly go in and stab, stab, stab. Because the monsters will punish you. But at the same time, if you play your cards right, you can punish the monster very easily. Oh, I might die. Oh, nope. My gun shot fast enough. That's good. And that's another thing. Like, me and Sam each died once in the sun. We're not perfect. We've played this game for like, I played for like 2,000 hours. Sam's probably approaching the 3,000 hour mark or something like that.
In Monster Hunter total, yeah.
Yeah, in total. But yeah, so this is Monster Hunter Wilds, and I can't wait for February for the full end of February for the full game to come out. And then I'm going to the Galapagos in early March, so after I come back, maybe I can do some like more videos on this about certain biomes and their ecology and monster ecology.
That was cool.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Dad. This was fun.
Oh, no
and
problem.
Thanks for helping me hunt the monster so I don't look like a noob, Sam.
This would have been about 2 hours longer if I wasn't here.
Yeah. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I'm good at these games, but I'm more slow-paced. I play more tactically and defensively, while Sam's a little more stab, stab, stab.
Also, a big part of why you're here is the ecology. I'm just here for the fighting, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, good compliment.
Basically, I'm smart and Sam is a dummy dum dum.
James, if we were actually in the game, I'd be the hunter and you'd be the handler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the note taker girl. What's that person?
That's the handler.
Oh, that is the handler?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the handler.
Okay.
They also like officially assign you quests and stuff in the lore and all that. Like, whenever she reappears from examining the monster, real quick before you get off, I can show you.
Wait, James, who would our blacksmith be?
I don't, Dad. Technology, I don't know. See, I can walk up to her and, like, I can see quests and stuff.
Oh, cool.
I'll be waiting here.
That's also cool, like, in the old games, they were always in one spot, but now...
So instead of having to go back to that central city, you've got her.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Also, just because I wanted to point out, look at the time of plenty. The grass is yellow, but it's healthy. The Krautonauts are out. The Dalphodon are out. The trees have leaves on them.
Cool.
There's more like flowers that can give you heals and stuff. Very pretty. These were the rock formations I was talking about with the lightning, and rain down forming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were also talking about how, like, because in the old games you have to load out the map back to base camp. In this game, I'm just gonna run up to it real quick. Here's the base camp.
I'll just pop off for now.
So yeah.
Nice. This is
Also,
a pretty cool game.
I noticed one thing. Yeah. Another thing. Some of the endemic life is really tiny. Like, look on that cliff. You see on that sand, there's some, like, crab guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're either eating minerals off the sand, or they're, like, eating stuff that, like, floats on and attaches to it, probably from the sandstorm and stuff. Kind of like how in the ocean, there's, like, filter feeders.
And imagine how tiny they are, since you're tinier than a steak knife.
Oh my god, we're not tinier than a steak knife.
That's how I
James,
perceive
you're
it.
right. Where the steak knife is like just a tad bit bigger than us.
That's right.
Oh my god.
So you're on par with a steak knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, it's an Aptonoth. It's a Parasaurolophus-like guy.
Cool.
See, look, he's used as a mount.
Yeah.
Or like these Marinos can fly us some places when the. So yeah. So yeah,
There's
thanks for tuning in.
2 different
to us.
fast travel animations. One of them is you go on your sacred, and the other one is you take a bird.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hopefully you'll learn to be able to do this in the future.
All right, cool.
And,
thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
You're welcome.
I'm going to jump out. I assume you guys will stay connected.